Telecommunications has always been the heartbeat of progress in Ghana. From the early days of radio broadcasts, to telegrams, to landline telephones, and to the widespread adoption of mobile phones, each leap forward in connectivity has propelled our nation towards greater heights. Today, we stand on the cusp of a new era, where possibilities are endless, where every corner of our beloved country can be seamlessly connected, and where innovation knows no bounds. This moment marks a significant milestone in our journey. It's a testament to our shared commitment to embracing the future, to empowering our people, and to ensuring that Ghana remains at the forefront of digital advancement. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of 5G mobile broadband network in Ghana. NextGen Info, NGIC, is at the forefront of Ghana's digital transformation, delivering affordable 4G and 5G services that bridge the digital divide and foster innovation. Leading this groundbreaking initiative is Mr. Tenu Awuno, CEO of Ascend Digital and Executive Director of NGIC. With great pleasure, Mr. Tenu Awuno, whose welcoming remarks will set the tone for today's event.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Minister of Communication, Honorable Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, esteemed dignitaries present, the representative of the Gamanche, King Takiteko II, the representative of the Chief Justice, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is a great honor to stand before you today as we gather for this historic occasion. On behalf of NextGen Info Ghana, I want to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests. Your presence here today reflects the significance of this moment, not just for NextGen Info, but for the entire nation of Ghana. Today, we are not just unveiling a new technology, we are witnessing the dawn of a new era for Ghana. The launch of 5G technology is a milestone that will transform how we live, work, and engage with the world around us. At NextGen Info, we have long believed that technological progress is essential for a nation's development, and today, we take a giant leap forward. Your Excellency, our journey to this point has been one of collaboration and a shared vision. This project, which brings 5G to Ghana, has been made possible by a committed group of stakeholders, visionaries and pioneers who saw the potential for this technology to revolutionize our society. From visionary founders, policymakers, and local innovators to tech conglomerates like Radisys, Nokia, Tech Mahindra, as well as local pioneers like KNet and Ascend, we all came together with one goal: to make sure that Ghana joins and leads the digital transformation in sub-Saharan Africa. NextGen stands as Ghana's first neutral service infrastructure, positioning itself as a foundational platform for the country's telecommunication industry. As such, Ghana's leading mobile network operators and internet service providers will ride on our network to provide 5G service to their subscribers, allowing everyone to have access to 5G regardless of service provider. As of 2024, 5G is rapidly expanding globally, with over 1.5 billion connections already in place, and projections indicating that this number will reach 5.6 billion by 2029. The technology is transforming industries by enabling high-speed internet access, with average download speeds between 1 to 10 gigabits per second and latency as low as 1 millisecond. 5G is expected to cover 40% of the world's population by the end of 2024, and by 2035, it is projected to create over 22 million jobs. Your Excellency, the launch of 5G today is about much more than fast internet speeds. This is about connecting our communities like never before. And allow me to demystify what 5G does. In education, 5G enables real-time video conferencing and virtual reality experiences, which help students in remote areas access the same resources as their peers in Accra or Mumbai. It can also support augmented reality applications, making learning more engaging and accessible. In agriculture, with 5G, farmers can use smart sensors to monitor crop conditions, water levels, and soil quality. This high-speed connectivity allows data to be gathered and analyzed in real time, making farming more precise and efficient, helping save resources and improve crop yields. In healthcare, 5G supports telemedicine, allowing doctors to consult with patients remotely through high-definition video calls. It also enables remote surgeries using robotic technology and real-time monitoring of patients' health through wearable devices, which improve patient outcomes and access to medical services. Your Excellency, this technology will be the foundation for innovation across all sectors of our economy. Entrepreneurs and startups will have access to the tools they need to compete globally, while established businesses will be able to scale and innovate in ways that were previously unimaginable. But beyond the technological marvels, today is about the future of our nation. With 5G, we can create a more inclusive society where no one in Ghana is left behind. Whether you are a farmer in Tamale, a small business owner in Kumasi, or a student in Cape Coast, 5G will connect you to the world and open doors to new opportunities. Your Excellency, at NextGen Info, we are deeply proud to play our part in this transformation. We are not just launching a network, we are investing in the future of Ghana. We believe that 5G is not just a tool for innovation, but a catalyst for growth, development, and empowerment of every Ghanaian. As we stand here today on the brink of this new digital frontier, I want to remind us all that this is just the beginning. Together, we will harness the power of 5G to build a stronger, more prosperous, and more connected Ghana. Thank you all for being a part of this historic occasion. We are grateful to have you with us as we shape a new chapter for connectivity and innovation. Thank you.
Now, let us turn our attention to the focal point of this event, the panel discussion that will delve into the very essence of our gathering. Moderating this section is an acclaimed broadcaster and producer who is celebrated for her influence in African media. Please, let's welcome the exceptional Anita Erskine.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, honorable ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I feel as if we still don't understand the history we're making this morning. So please, that round of applause needs to be a little louder than that. Thank you so much. This is the greater Ghana we want. This is the Africa we want. And as Ghana is looking to become completely digital by 2030, you are indeed part of an extraordinary feat. We are looking at Agenda 2063. We're looking at the Sustainable Development Goals, but with a specific view on SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, and the role 5G will play to allowing each and every one of us, man, woman, child, community, nation, whatever you want to element or whatever you want to place in that element, to ensure that we are not left behind. Allow me to call on my panelists this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Senior Vice President of Mobile Networks for MEE, Nokia, Miko Lavanti. Radisys CEO will join us, Arun Bikshivaran. Please welcome the Director General and Chief Executive Officer, Smart Africa Alliance, Lassina Kone. We are joined by the wonderful West Africa Regional Manager, C-Squared, Estelle Akofio Sowa. Last, definitely not the least, the Executive Director of NextGen Info, Hakirit Singh, is our last panelist. Ladies and gentlemen, please do kindly take your seats. You've taken my seat, sir, but that's fine. Fantastic. Gender equality. I love that. Lady, gentlemen, you're very welcome. I mentioned before, history is being made, and essentially, I will not back down on the statement. We are creating communities, we are creating nations, we are empowering each other, and 5G will do that. Hakrit, if I may start off with you, let's talk about what your organization is doing to ensure that, 5G is translated into the language of today as per what is needed to enable communities.
So from our organization perspective, what we look at from NextGen Info is not just the infrastructure that is being actually deployed, but what we want to do is more empowerment to the youth, empowerment and skills for the young people who are looking for technology advancement and bringing innovation and entrepreneurship into the country. So when we started into this whole vision of how do we bring 5G to the country, it was never about putting the radios onto the towers, it was never about data centers and things. We thought that what social impact we will have, just not on the economy, on the people, but the youth of the country. So we went ahead and started having discussions with our partners, what they can contribute. It's just not like buying hardware and the software, what they can contribute in the essence of creating a fabric of technology, entrepreneurship, innovation in the country. And that's where we came up with this whole innovation lab. It's a digital accelerator, which Arun is going to talk about. And also with Miko and Nokia, we agreed to set up what we call as the first shared infrastructure innovation lab in whole of Africa, sponsored by Nokia. And in our whole journey, working with Lassina from Smart Africa, we've always been towards upliftment and skills of the people who will really make a difference in Africa, creating jobs, creating more entrepreneurship and digital entrepreneurs that can take the market further. So I think that is where we see our contribution coming to Ghana and rest of Africa.
Thank you so much, Hakrit. So, Lassina, your name has been mentioned, so I'm just going to talk about how your organization, being Smart Africa Alliance, is aligned to helping Ghana achieve her goal of being 100% digital by 2030.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting Smart Africa, and thanks very much for the government of Ghana. Smart Africa is committed to support Ghana in its transformational goal, which is completely aligned with the Smart Africa strategic visions to transform Africa into a single digital market by 2030. But you can see, to transform a continent into a single digital market, it starts first of all with the underlying infrastructure. And what we're seeing here today, for people, I will give a very easy analogy. We hear about 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. If you look at the 2G as a small fish like tilapia, and you look at 3G as maybe a blue marlin as a fish, you look at 4G as a whale or a shark, 5G is the ocean. That oceans mean you have octopus, you have all sort of fish, because it's not about only people connectivity. It's about what the technology, like a GSM, did for humanity to talk to each other. It allowed people to talk to each other. It allowed machines to talk to each other. where we come from, manufacturing, smart cities, healthcare, education, and so on and so forth. That's what we assist the government to achieve their goal.
Thank you so much, Lassina. I come over to you, Estelle. I mean, you've been in this space for a long time. You've been into the digital space for a very, very long time. It's the air you breathe, it's your oxygen. But let's also look at what I like to call the challenges, but the glass half full, that Ghana may be facing, that Africa may be facing. We're talking about literally a population that is forecasted to increase to 37.23 million by 2030. I'm excited about it, but clearly there are agencies, food security, access to education, access to healthcare for everyone. What in your mind will 5G do to fit into what some may categorize as challenges?
Thanks, Anita. And my morning got just brighter when I heard you were the moderator. So glad to have another lady up here, Madam Minister. I'm sure you're also glad. So Anita, you didn't let me answer the first question, and I just need to touch on it.
Please go right ahead.
As you know, I was born out of an ISP, busy back in the days. So I just need to give a shout out that when we talk about Ghana going digital, fully digital by 2030, there's so many actors that are playing a part in this and have been doing this for the years. You made me sound old when you said I've been doing it for a long time, but yeah, the gray hairs are showing. So, the ISPs play a critical role, as the MNOs do. The enabling technology that we're talking about today, 5G, the infrastructure players, which C-Squared is part of, the data center providers, the tower cos, it's a whole ecosystem, and everyone is very united around that goal of getting Ghana fully digital by 2030. So I just want to make sure we give a shout out, especially those who have been in the industry for a long time. And it isn't just one part of it. It's an entire ecosystem that really is going to get us to that point. And so now to your question that you asked me, which I think was how 5G helps us address all our challenges. What I love about technology is it's that enabler. It helps us leapfrog, it brings efficiencies, it brings reach. And that's what 5G also is going to do. Just really allowing us to bring connectivity across the country, bring reliable, more affordable connectivity to everyone. And it enables all the pillars of our nation that we need to address, which is education, it's healthcare, it's food security, so agriculture, it's everything. It enables our payment platforms and all of that. So technology is really this enabler that works across all spheres of the nation, and it's just a critical foundation that we need to continue to invest in and enable, and make sure that the policies are right, that we regulate in the right way to make sure that all of this is successful.
Arun, I'll throw that question to you as well. I mean, in the face of challenges, which with all due respect, I like to look at opportunities. What does 5G, or what will 5G mean in the face of these African challenges?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the question. I've spent probably 50% of my life living in the United States, but I was born in India. And when 4G was introduced in India, it caused a dramatic shift in the lives of people. The cost per gigabyte went down dramatically. There were more affordable devices. And what was reachable only for the top of the pyramid suddenly became a mass market product. And sitting here in Ghana today, I'm reminded of the revolution that happened in India and what similarities Ghana as a society, Africa as a continent enjoys with India. And that is why we are truly inspired when this opportunity came up. Just a few months ago, we started discussing. And we said, this is more than connectivity. This is about empowering people, as Tinu said. It's really about transforming lives and making a huge difference. What can you allow boys and girls to enjoy that they maybe see on TV, that they can be part of making it happen here in the Ghana society? And that level of deep transformation and deep impact is what we personally look forward to. Now, 5G happens to be the technology of choice because of where it intersects in time and availability of technology. That's what it is about. Today, when you deploy, this is the best technology platform to deploy. But the underlying problems, the underlying opportunities are the same that we have seen in other parts of the world, especially getting inspiration from India.
And it is our time. Miko, I come to you to talk about this concept that I saw in a report by Public First saying that $1 invested in digital technologies in Africa is estimated to generate over $2 in the broader economic value by 2030. And, you know, with over 6.5 million young adults in this part of the world, sub-Saharan Africa, haven't learned how to take advantage of digitalization. It's exciting. But my question to you, Miko, before you get too excited, where should this smart money go? And how will the need for 5G impact such investments and vice versa? Miko.
Thank you very much for the question. I want to start by saying that I have my own 5G product. I have 5 daughters, that's my 5 girls. and that's why I'm excited about this question, because I have seen the trouble that even my daughters who were born in Europe have in coming into the work life. They are now between 25 and 33. And I'm excited about this, what we can do here in Ghana with the youth. So when we look at the future, all those, I think it should be more than 1 to 2, by the way. I think there's enormous opportunities. What we are doing with Nokia, so you know, our purpose today is that we build a technology that helps the world to act together. It's not only about the technology, the 5G, but we are bringing here practices of health and safety. We have the opinion that every employee needs to be able to return home safe every day. That's something that we were discussing with my team here yesterday, and I think that there is a lot of things to be done on that side. Nokia is the most ethical company in the world according to Ethisphere for 8 years now in a row, which means that we also want to bring the right business practices working on those. I want to talk about the innovation lab a little bit, so it's an important element how we bring the youth of Africa to play with the technology and all what you were saying, these applications. We are opening our APIs, the software, for them to create new services. And then finally what we do a lot is actually we work with UN Women. I live in Saudi now, and this summer we have, for example, 22 engineer females on an internship. And that's what we were discussing in Ghana. We actually want to start earlier. So we are working on a program on how to come to the elementary schools and high schools to bring females, specifically females, because I think it's an industry issue as well. So we see around this room and on this chat there. So, but those are the things that I'd like to say that we do in order to work on that. Then the smart CapEx type of things, so we can help with AI to tell where you can build, because it's about the network needs to be built everywhere in order to bridge the digital divide. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Miko. Estelle, I feel pulled and driven to ask you the same question. Where should the smart money go?
Yeah. Well, if I had a lot of smart money in my own bank account, which unfortunately after 30 plus years working hard in the industry, the bank account is not really there yet. But you know, we're still hopeful for the good times ahead. I would invest in fintech, you know, because I think it's just such an exciting space, and it's such an enabler, it's such an important part for our economic development. But I think as I was reflecting on that question in preparation, you know, my mind still went back to the very necessary pillars of agriculture, healthcare, education, clean water, you know, that we cannot do without. But again, technology enables, and we need to still encourage our young people to be willing to be farmers, you know, to be willing to be teachers, and not to make these critical pillars look less exciting as career opportunities. So these are just critical foundations for our economies that technology enables. So, but if I did have that smart money, that's where I would put it, is in the fintech space.
Thank you so much, Estelle. We're bringing this conversation to a close, but not without talking about where we are. Accra, Ghana, or Ghana, West Africa. Lasina, I'm bringing this question to you, and you've got to give me, you know, your most honest response, and I know you will. Let's look at the challenges: cost of data, broadband connectivity, affordability, essentially, availability. Now let's look at the challenges with patient-to-doctor ratio, education, agriculture, all the elements that we have mentioned. But again, it's not just a Ghana issue, it's an Africa-wide issue in different parts of the world, but our focus is on Africa. How will this new network help address these local challenges and perhaps even similar across the continent of Africa, as we have everyone watching right now? Lasina.
Digital inclusion. Simple as that. The technology brings you banking services without bank. It brings you healthcare services without hospital. It brings you universities without physical university. Digital inclusion brings you fintech without any bank in the village. My grandmother, she knows what's a mobile money, but she's never been to any bank in her life. That's what it is about. We need to be focused in Africa today on digital inclusion. We're talking about 4G, 5G. It's all about 80 billion US dollar market. But you know what those 80 billion generated? 822 billion US dollars in 2023 in transaction value in Africa. Only 10% generate 822. And we're talking about IoT. The IoT globally, the market is about 1.2 trillion, which will grow to 2.7 trillion. For Africa only, it's 16 billion, which will grow to 29 billion, which mean those big numbers. You today, average in the world, someone control about 4 devices. Your phone, maybe your car, maybe your any IoT devices. In Africa, is only 1.5. So digital inclusion is where I would put the money, and that's where we are right now.
All right, Miko, I bring you the same question, and it is, how is this new network going to help address the local challenges I mentioned before, Miko?
I think it's all what you were saying, it's about the digital divide. So it is that you said better in inclusion. I think what we need to do is, of course, to make sure that we build it as fast as possible, covering all the villages, in order to allow what we are saying, that there needs to be agriculture, there needs to be many of these things. So people need to be able to stay in their homes and not to be excluded what happens. So I think that's clearly what will change over the time. And I think that I'm just so excited to be here in Ghana. So it's a wonderful experience on that side.
I would now ask you the same question.
You know, a term comes to mind, which is meaningful broadband. It's not about just getting connectivity out there that you can do by establishing the pipe, but it has to mean something to people. And that is when people can take it and make something out of it for their daily lives. So if I were to put money in the long-term perspective, it is about making broadband meaningful to society.
Thank you so much. Estelle?
Yeah, so I think one word, or it's actually 2 words on a hyphen in between, that hasn't been brought up on this panel is open access. And I think Tenu had it in his introductory remarks. I think he claimed to be the first in Ghana, and I would challenge you on that, because C-Squared is an open access wholesale provider that serves all service providers in Ghana. So I'll challenge you a little on that, but it's okay. So what is open access, and what's being launched today? It is an open access network. That means each operator doesn't need to invest in the same infrastructure, but can lease it, can access it from this wholesale provider, just as they lease fiber infrastructure from C-Squared. So I think that's a really important thing, and our industry is struggling. You know, without bringing up too many sensitive things, we know that our industry is struggling. And this infrastructure that's being rolled out, this company that's being launched today, is really, I think, a key part of it is about enabling the operators to reach the millions and billions that we're talking about through an open platform. So that's a critical part about today's launch.
Thank you so much, Estelle. And so, Harpreet, of course, all of that literally sits on your shoulders, or the shoulders of your team. It sits on your table to ensure that it's not only successful, but that whatever you promise is indeed what you deliver. Having said that, what is the key thing that will drive this 2030 digital transformation target?
I think from a target perspective, what will drive 2030 digital is to bring more and more people onto the meaningful broadband, reduce the digital divide, okay? But the society in itself has to realize one key thing. In terms of the potential of bringing internet to that small community, because as soon as you bring that connectivity there, you are actually opening up that society and community to the 6.6 billion people around the world. And that is the transformation we want to see with this open access, neutral infrastructure we are bringing up. The second thing is, I come from India. I've seen, when I came out of the college in 1994, the opportunities were very, very minuscule. I started with a job that paid me around $30 a month, okay? But with the economy opening up, people moving into more and more sectors, software and all, an engineer at that time testing the code, a software code, because likes of Nokia, Ericsson, Alcatel, they were all sending the codes to us, test these millions of lines of code, in and out 24/7, okay? And India was testing the Y2K millennium bug at that time, and that's where the opportunities were created. But that person, that engineer that started at $10, $15 a month of salary to test the code, today is designing and coding the satellites, the aeroplanes, and all the AI ML. He is earning millions of dollars in a salary every year and creating enterprises. So for us, the vision is about creating digital entrepreneurs. It's about creating opportunity where people can create their own jobs. It's about creating prosperity in a nation on this open access infrastructure. That drives the key part of it. We can talk about digital inclusion and all. It's equal opportunity to all. It's through building up that digital infrastructure that drives meaningful connectivity for allowing people to do their own, create their own opportunity in the digital marketplace and access 6.6 billion users around the world. That is the vision we have, and that is where we see we will create an impact. What we are doing in Ghana today, it will be seen around the world in the next 10 years, what we are actually launching today.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, my first panelist, Harpreet Singh, Executive Director of NextGen Info. I also had the wonderful Miko Lavanti, Senior Vice President of Mobile Networks for NEA, Nokia, Radisys CEO in the person of Arun Bikshivaran. We also had Lassina Kone, the Director General and Chief Executive Officer, Smart Africa Alliance, and of course, none other than Estelle Akofio-Sowa, West Africa Regional Manager, C-Squared. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for my panelists this morning. Thank you.
Nyaro, nyara, enyo, nyaro, nyara. Asemi, besini, fermo, nyara. Asemi, besini, nyara. Asemi, besini, fermo, nyara. Asemi, besini, fermo, nyara. Abrai, besini, fermo, nyara. Nyaro, nyara, enyo, nyaro, nyara. Asemi, besini, fermo, nyara. Asemi, besini, nyara. Asemi, besini, fermo, nyara. Asemi, besini, fermo, nyara. Abrai, besini, fermo, nyara. Nyaro, nyara, enyo, nyaro, nyara.
5G is transforming healthcare and education. Watch as Radisys, led by Arun Biksheswaran, demonstrates real-time emergency healthcare interactions and enhances distance learning with AI and live translations. Let's explore how 5G is shaping the future across these key sectors.
So, good morning. His Excellency, Nana Ada Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Honorable Minister for Communications, Ursula Owusu Ekufo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a historic moment, and I'm truly humbled to be here today. Because what I see in front of my eyes is the very first step in what is going to be transformative for society. What we see in front of our eyes is a melting pot of talent, melting pot of ambition and interest. And that's why today is a very historic moment for all of us. Like I said, our company has its ambitions and motivation coming from our owners in India. And I've had the privilege of being part of that transformation, both as an outsider and as an insider. As an outsider, I was privy to the plans that were only on paper. And over the last 5 years, I've had the opportunity to be part of that transformation and making things happen. And what we have seen in India is a complete transformation of society. Broadband has become meaningful for everyone in society. It means something to them so much that every person who wants a phone has a phone today. And they use it for everything from entertainment to commerce and, of course, communications. And this has opened up society. It has transformed lives, and it has really empowered people to find new ways in which their lives are uplifted. And today, that is the opportunity that we have here. So over the next few minutes, what I want to do is to talk to you a little bit, showcase some of the possibilities that exist. Because it is with that motivation, as Harkrit mentioned earlier, we are now committing and launching a Ghana Digital Innovation Incubator Program. And Your Excellency, we have had years of experience in running such programs. Every year we identify at least 1,000 new cases, and we work through the innovators and help them with the right commercialization model, etc. And we want to bring all those experiences here to Ghana. We want to empower the children of the society, the entrepreneurs of the society. They should see a meaningful life, and today is a great starting point for that. So with that, I'd like to showcase first an example of healthcare, modern healthcare, where the accessibility for the injured, accessibility for patients, is transformed dramatically by the use of technology. Let's please watch that.
Traffic is holding us up now. I might not be able to make it to the hospital in time. I need to call a doctor now for guidance.
Medic 12, what's the nature of your emergency? Please speak after the beep.
Hi, we have a 34-year-old male with a possible skull fracture. He is currently unresponsive but breathing. I believe he fell from a height of about 10 feet. Currently there's some movement, but it's not really following any commands. We are on our way to the bank hospital now, but we are stuck in traffic. I really need to speak to a specialist now.
I am connecting you to Dr. Adnan Salim. He is a trauma surgeon on call who can assist you. healthcare professional is reaching out. Please say something to start the conversation.
Hello, MedicWorld. This is Dr. Adnan Salim here. I'm looking at the patient's medical notes. I see that you have a patient with a potential skull fracture. What's his GCS score?
His GCS score is 9, and is posturing intermittently. His pupils are also equal and reactive. And I also noticed there's some swelling on the left side of his head.
Understood. Could I please see the pictures of the patient's injury?
Sure, coming right now.
Okay, looking at the patient's picture here, is there any bleeding from the ears or nose?
No, there's no bleeding from the ears or nose, but there's the laceration above the left eye. We are stabilizing him from the neck and also monitoring his vitals. I'm sending you the vitals now.
Okay, very good. Okay, I'm looking at his vitals now, and where I'm pointing out here, looks like his blood pressure is elevated, which could indicate rising intracranial pressure. If his blood pressure continues to climb, please administer hypertonic saline to reduce the pressure.
Okay, sure, we'll do it, doctor.
Also, please send x-rays with frontal and lateral views of the skull, please.
Okay, sending the x-ray now.
Okay, give me a couple of seconds here. I'm looking at the x-ray, and by looking at the x-ray, I think it looks like the patient has some lateral linear fractures here, as I'm pointing out. These tend to heal without complications, which is good. Please keep him on high flow oxygen and prepare for intubation if his GCS decreases any further. Have you started an IV yet?
Yes, we have a silent lock in place. We'll continue monitoring and keeping him stable.
Okay, good to hear. Once he arrives, we'll need CT scan to further assess the extent of the injury. We will have a neuro consult ready for you just in case as well. AI assistant.
Hello, how may I help you?
Give me a summary of the conversation for the hospital records, please.
Sure, here are the transcript notes.
Okay, this looks good. Let's upload it. Thanks.
Your file has been uploaded.
Thank you, doctor, for sending the patient's summary to the hospital. This was very helpful, and we should be reaching the hospital soon.
Okay, safe transport. ER will be ready for him when you arrive.
Okay, so you probably saw the bank hospital ambulance standing outside. This was done in Accra earlier this week. And it is one example of how the access to medical help can be transformed in a dramatic way. There were a lot of other technologies in play in the background, but that doesn't really matter. How you make broadband meaningful for healthcare is what this one showed. So we had on one side the attendant in the ambulance, we had a doctor on this side, and this doctor immediately after this call could be providing care to a similar person in need somewhere else in the country. That is how much we collapse infrastructures to create possibilities. So that was about healthcare. Now, I'm sure every one of you probably remember one great teacher who has impacted your lives, right? And good teachers are hard to find. But when you find a good teacher, you want to maximize their reach. You want to make sure that their knowledge is made available to as many students as possible, and crossing all kinds of barriers, including language. In this next demonstration, we are bringing together advanced applications, live translation, etc., along with an AI assistant, enabled by broadband connectivity, but making it meaningful for education. Let's please take a couple of minutes to watch what education could look like.
In Ghana, Education is our biggest hope. Still, the dream of quality education for all can feel out of reach. With vast distances between students and qualified teachers, the lack of reliable internet and digital tools, and local language barriers all hinder our goals. Many students, especially those studying in their native language like Twi, struggle to find adequate support. I know as teachers, we have longed for a solution that could connect our classroom, no matter how remote. A tool that will make learning accessible regardless of language, location, or background. I am really excited to see how 5G can help us break down these barriers. With 5G connectivity, online collaboration tools, and live translation, I can now educate my students even in remote places. Additionally, its interactive AI companion guides students even when I am not physically there. It's like having a tireless personal tutor for every student. Most importantly, it connects us all. Hello, students.
Good morning, Miss.
Bonjour, madame. Good morning, madame.
Great. It appears we are all set, so now we can start. So today, we'll learn about computers
and how they work and why they are so important in our everyday life. How does that sound?
Before we start, can someone tell me why we need computers in our lives if we can do everything using our own hands?
Monsieur say, you computer if you say.
They can really do things very fast, like adding up big numbers or finding information.
That's correct. Computers help us to work faster and handle bigger tasks, making our lives a lot easier.
Madame, j'ai une question.
How does the computer differentiate between numbers and letters?
That's a great question. I think it will be fun to see what Afi, our AI companion, has to say about it.
Hi, I am Afi. How can I help you today?
How do computers know the difference between numbers and letters?
A computer differentiates between numbers and letters using a coding system that assigns a unique numerical value to each character, enabling accurate translation and processing.
Thank you very much. Solutions like these are critical for closing Ghana's digital divide. Every child feels connected and teachers are empowered. With such technology, we can train every Ghanaian child with digital skills. The possibilities are endless.
So what you saw there was, of course, done here in Ghana, and I happened to meet the professor as well, who's featured here in this video. But the fundamental solution was something born out of necessity during the COVID times. And in India, where millions of children were displaced due to COVID, our company was able to come up with the solution, including connectivity, including a device with a cost-effective camera so that children could continue to learn. Because a missed year is too much. You just cannot make up in any amount of time. So these are practical solutions, but we've got to be responsive to the needs of society to be able to really bring these solutions to life. One last example is about money. I lived in India at a time when, at one night, basically, the leader of the country decided that there was a certain level of currency that was no longer going to be, legal tender. And from that time, just in a matter of about 7 years, the transformation that India has gone through to a complete cashless society. You can go to a street vendor who's selling vegetables, and that person would prefer to take a digital payment any day over cash today. Let's quickly watch what could happen here in Ghana with payments.
Good day, madam. How much are your bananas?
Good day. That side is 20 cedis, and this bunch is 30 cedis. And if you should ask me, I will tell you, the 30 cedis is a better deal.
Madam. I'll take you for your word. Please give me the 30 cedis.
Oh no, there is no need for that. With 5G connectivity everywhere now, we are cashless. Just scan the QR code using your mobile phone to pay.
For our QR code option, select Pay by QR code in the app, scan with your device, input the amount, and voila! Payment is sent. 5G and QR-based payment is transforming Ghana into a cashless society.
So, the possibilities are endless. We need an open mind, we need an open platform, and we need to empower innovators to really take advantage of this. So that is why, again, to mention it, together with NGIC, we are proud to launch the Ghana Digital Incubation activity for really fostering innovation in this country. It has been a pleasure talking to all of you this morning. This is a pivotal moment, and if you have a few minutes, please come by and visit us outside. We'd love to share more information with you. Thank you very much.
Through her visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to Ghana's digital transformation, she has made today's groundbreaking event possible. And now, it is an honor to warmly welcome the Honorable Minister for Communications and Digitalization to deliver her address. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Ursula Owusu Ekuful.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Representative of the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Bartels Kojo, Director General of the Smart Africa Alliance, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the ITU Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Emmanuel Manasse, heads and representatives of international organizations, representative of the government chair and all traditional leaders present, the Deputy Minister for Communications and Digitalization, honorable members of Parliament, chief directors, board chair of the NCA, and other board chairpersons present, including the board chairman, chairperson of the NGIC, heads of various agencies present, industry leaders, friends from the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's truly an honor and privilege to be part of Ghana's remarkable journey from the first generation to the fifth generation of communications networks and services. Today, we celebrate not just a technological evolution, but a testament to our resilience, innovation, and collective progress as a nation. The advent of the first generation, 1G, mobile network marked a revolutionary step in communications when mobile phones could only do basic voice calls and were huge devices carried in a box. The first one I saw was the mobile phone that our current president, who was then my head of chambers, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in Akufo-Addo Prempeh & had his driver carry behind him up the stairs, literally in a box. And you needed someone to carry that up the stairs. This was in the early 1990s. The introduction of 1G, however, ushered in a new world of connectivity, albeit in its most rudimentary form. For the first time, Ghanaians experienced the liberation that wireless communications offered, shrinking distances and making real-time communications possible across various regions. As the years progressed, the launch of 2G networks in the 2000s further transformed our communications landscape. With 2G, we witnessed SMS services, enabling the exchange of text messages that became an integral part of our daily lives. This era brought increased clarity in voice communications and paved the way for more reliable and secure mobile interactions. It also marked the beginning of data transmission at very slow speeds, undoubtedly, but it laid the groundwork for future advancements. The dawn of the new millennium ushered in the 3G, third generation of mobile networks. With 3G launched in mid-2000, we entered a new epoch of connectivity. It was more than just voice and messaging. It was the introduction of the mobile internet, and we could now access emails, browse the web, and use data-driven applications on our mobile devices. This stimulated an appetite for information and spurred the growth of mobile-enabled businesses. 3G enabled mobile telephony to impact our economy, education, health, and overall societal interactions. This journey continued with the rollout of 4G networks. Fast and reliable 4G transformed how we use technology, providing the speed necessary for high-quality streaming, real-time gaming, and seamless connectivity of smart devices. This development enhanced individual consumer experiences and empowered businesses with unprecedented opportunities for growth and innovation. E-commerce, fintech solutions, online education, and telemedicine thrived, bringing immense socioeconomic benefits to our population. And now, as we stand on the brink of an even more groundbreaking advancement, we embrace the fifth generation, 5G, of communications networks. The potential of 5G extends beyond mere incremental improvements. It's truly a revolutionary leap forward that promises to redefine connectivity, productivity, and overall quality of life. With its unparalleled speed, low latency, and enormous capacity, 5G has the potential to drive innovations in every sector: agriculture, health, transportation, manufacturing, banking, and beyond. The Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and smart cities are no longer futuristic concepts, but imminent realities, really to transform our ways of living and working. 5G has now arrived in Ghana, marking a significant step forward in our digital journey. The initial rollout focus is on major cities, starting today, where we anticipate that residents in Accra, Kumasi, and Takoradi will begin experiencing the benefits almost immediately, once the network operators activate it. Our goal is to achieve coverage across additional urban areas by the end of 2024. For full nationwide coverage, including rural regions, we're looking at a multi-phase approach, aiming for comprehensive access by 2026. This timeline ensures a methodical deployment that aligns with infrastructure readiness and quality assurance. As we embark on this 5G journey, we must acknowledge the collaborative efforts that have brought us this far. The government, industry stakeholders, regulatory bodies, and indeed the people of Ghana have worked in unison to create a conducive environment for technological advancement. Policies have been instituted to foster investment, innovation, and inclusivity, ensuring that every Ghanaian is included in this digital revolution. Moreover, our educational institutions are also pivotal in preparing the next generation of tech-savvy Ghanaians. Initiatives to enhance digital literacy and skills development are in full swing, ensuring that our youth can harness the opportunities that 5G will present. We are constructing a digital youth hub at the University of Ghana, which should serve as a prime hub for the development of Ghana-specific 5G use cases in all the critical sectors of the economy. This high-speed shared network can only help accelerate that process and this exciting development, and we hope to replicate this on other campuses in the country. However, we remain cognizant of the challenges ahead while celebrating these advancements. Cybersecurity, data privacy, and equitable access are issues we're addressing head-on. Our commitment to sustainable and inclusive growth has motivated us to build a robust framework that safeguards our digital future. Data privacy and security are critical components of our digital strategy. We're implementing stringent data protection protocols aligned with international standards to safeguard user information as 5G becomes widely available. This includes end-to-end encryption and advanced cybersecurity measures to protect against potential breaches. Additionally, we're working with industry experts to continuously monitor network security, ensuring that any emerging threats are quickly addressed. We aim to build a trusted digital environment where Ghanaians can fully benefit from 5G, feeling secure about their data. The journey from 1G to 5G epitomizes Ghana's unwavering quest for progress and prosperity. Each generation of technology has brought us closer, empowered us, and expanded our horizons. As we move forward, let's harness the transformative power of 5G to foster innovation, drive economic growth, and improve the lives of all Ghanaians. We're committed to ensuring that 5G benefits all of us, regardless of our location. And as part of our rural inclusion strategy, we've developed an initiative to subsidize infrastructure costs in unserved and underserved areas. We're working with our partners to leverage satellite and wireless solutions, which are often more feasible for rural deployment. Our Universal Service Fund, managed by GIFIC, is now largely dedicated to rural connectivity projects, reinforcing our commitment to digital equity. This approach will deliver fast, reliable 4G and 5G services to communities that have traditionally faced connectivity challenges. Affordability is also a priority in this 5G rollout, and so we're collaborating closely with telecom services providers to offer affordable data plans catering to various needs and budgets. Additionally, government is also exploring public-private partnerships to reduce consumer costs. Through these efforts, we aim to make 5G accessible to businesses, small enterprises, students, urban residents, and low-income households, in order to create a digital ecosystem where high-speed connectivity is within reach of everyone. I must, however, reiterate that the past has lessons for the present and the future. We have deliberately chosen, as a matter of policy, to build a shared neutral wholesale network to deliver 5G because of the negative fallout from previous spectrum auctions in Ghana. NGIC has been granted exclusivity for 10 years to enable them invest in rolling out the 4G, 5G infrastructure nationwide in the shortest possible time for all network operators to use to deliver services to their subscribers. This will create an even playing field and encourage them to compete fairly, not on network rollout, but on content and their service offerings. And so if you live in the initial 5G catchment areas and still cannot access 5G by December, kindly call out your network operator because they have to make it available to you. I extend my profound gratitude to all who have been instrumental in this journey: the pioneers, the policymakers, the innovators, and every Ghanaian who's embraced and supported these technological advancements. I must, however, single out His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for special commendation. Thank you, sir, for being a visionary, for seeing the benefits of digitalization, and driving your Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, and myself as Sector Minister to extend connectivity nationwide and build various digital applications and services on that, working with the private sector. Thank you for laying a firm foundation for the exponential growth of our digital economy, including pushing us to launch 5G in record time, literally in 5 months. Thank you for believing in Ghanaian ingenuity, talent, and innovation. Posterity will judge you very favorably. You have set us off on the path to building a future where technology and connectivity are pillars of our nation's development. And the nation thanks you and applauds you for that. May our collective efforts propel Ghana to greater heights in global communications and set the standard for others to emulate. Thank you for your attention.
Representative of the Chief Justice, the Minister for Communications and Digitalization, and Member of Parliament for Ablekuma West, the Deputy Minister for Communications and Digitalization, and Member of Parliament for Uloa West Achim, the Chairman and members of the Board of the National Communication Authority, Director General of the National Communications Authority, Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority, Chairman and members of the Board of the NextGen Info Company, NGIC, and its Chief Executive, representative of the Garmenture, industry leaders, members of the Diplomatic Corps, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. Like the Nokia representative, I too have a 5G product. 5 daughters. And equally personally satisfied, I was very instrumental in bringing Millicom, the owners of Mobitel, the first mobile network in our country, to Ghana. So I belong here. Today marks a defining moment in our journey towards a digitally inclusive and transformed Ghana. We gather here to celebrate the launch of 5G technology, a leap forward in connectivity that strengthens our vision of Ghana as a digital economy hub, accelerating growth, enhancing services, and transforming lives across all sectors. For many, 5G is synonymous with faster internet, but it is far more than that. The technology promises up to 100 times the speed of 4G, with capabilities that will reshape how we live, work, and interact. As we stand here today, we reaffirm our commitment to a future where technology empowers every Ghanaian. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a crossroads where digital technology is no longer an option, but an imperative. Our digital transformation agenda, aimed at creating an inclusive digital ecosystem, is critical for job creation, economic diversification, and global competitiveness. Building on strategic investments in digital infrastructure, national identification systems, and mobile interoperability, this 5G launch positions Ghana to embrace a future that is connected, agile, and responsive. 5G technology will have a transformative impact on our national landscape. Its high speed, minimal latency, and enhanced capacity will drive our agenda forward, embedding the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and data analytics into daily life across Ghana, from urban centers to remote villages. In health, education, agriculture, and security, 5G will enable innovations that enhance service accessibility and affordability. We can envisage healthcare consultations conducted remotely, real-time crop monitoring, and access to educational content in even the remotest regions. This is not a distant dream, but an imminent reality if we act with foresight and commitment. 5G will be a catalyst for industrial growth, empowering domestic businesses, particularly micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs, which are the backbone of our economy. With faster, more reliable internet, MSMEs can reach new markets, streamline logistics, and scale up their operations. In manufacturing and agriculture, 5G will enable real-time data collection and machine-to-machine communication, enhancing productivity and sustainability. Agriculture, which provides livelihoods for the majority of Ghanaians, stands to benefit immensely from innovations like precision farming, remote monitoring, and smart irrigation. These advancements will boost yields, enhance food security, and promote sustainable practices. Industrialization is a priority of my administration, and 5G-enabled automation, robotics, and augmented reality will expedite our progress. These developments will position Ghana as a hub for technological excellence and attract investment to our shores. Our digital transformative journey is about more than economic growth. It is also about delivering better services to our citizens. With 5G, we can envisage seamless access to public services, real-time emergency responses, improved urban planning, and enhanced monitoring of public infrastructure. We aim to build a responsive government that evolves with the digital age. Our progress with the digitized national ID system, e-governance initiatives, and mobile financial services demonstrate our commitment to modernization. 5G will enhance further these efforts, enabling quicker, more transparent, and more efficient public services. Security is also critical, and 5G offers advanced features to safeguard our digital infrastructure. With its increased capacity, we can better monitor and protect critical systems, ensuring that our digital future remains secure and sustainable. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this advancement, we must ensure that the benefits of 5G reach all Ghanaians, including those in our rural communities. Government is committed to bridging the digital divide so no Ghanaian is left behind. Our investments in rural broadband and mobile infrastructure underscore this commitment to inclusivity. We're partnering with the private sector to expand infrastructure in underserved areas, knowing that technology is only as impactful as its accessibility. Our vision is a Ghana where every citizen, regardless of location, can harness the power of 5G, unlocking opportunities that were once unimaginable. Today's achievement would not be possible without strong partnerships between government, telecommunications providers, technology firms, and regulatory agencies. The private sector's innovation, combined with government's vision, has brought us to this significant milestone. As we advance, these partnerships must remain robust, adaptive, and mutually beneficial. Our domestic and international stakeholders bring in valuable expertise, capital, and technology that align with our national priorities, can transform Ghana's digital landscape. I encourage our partners to stay engaged, as Ghana's digital journey is only just beginning. The journey ahead requires vision and responsibility. 5G is a powerful catalyst for shaping Ghana's future, but with this power comes the responsibility to use it wisely. We must address concerns around data privacy, cybersecurity, and responsible use to ensure that 5G fosters progress, not division. The youth, who make up the majority of the population, stand to benefit immensely from this digital era. Through initiatives like the Ghana Innovation Hub and coding programs, we're equipping them with digital skills to drive the future of innovation in Ghana. By empowering the youth, we ensure a future where domestic talent drives our digital transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch 5G in Ghana today, let us embrace our responsibility to build a stronger, more inclusive and prosperous Ghana. Our success will be measured not only by internet speeds, but by the tangible improvements in our people's lives, the growth of our industries, and our unity in fostering innovation across all regions. Let this day mark the beginning of a new era in our digital journey, one that leads Ghana to economic resilience, social inclusivity, and global competitiveness. Together, let us use the power of 5G to propel Ghana into a future of boundless possibilities, creating a legacy of innovation and progress for generations to come. May God bless us all in our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much.
Two, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Another round of applause as we usher him to take his seat. And as we bring you to the last part of this extraordinary event, ladies and gentlemen, you may ask yourself, what indeed is 5G? This morning into this afternoon, we've had a lot of conversation. So there's a clear understanding that indeed the Africa we want is more or less in the hands of the power of 5G as well. But I bring to you something I would like to call a user experience. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to have an extraordinary conversation through the power of 5G. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for my co-host this afternoon. Joining me live from Finland, Mikko, it is lovely, it is warm, it is fantastic here in Ghana. The energy is positive, 5G is here. How are you feeling in Finland, Mikko?
We are feeling just great. Of course, 1st of November is usually not the best weather, and that's the case for today, but I'm really glad for you down in Ghana that you have it much better.
Thank you so much, Mikko. We have His Excellency, the President, joining us. We have the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digitalization and a slew of extraordinary personalities here. It's a big moment for us, as I said, here in Ghana. The future is bright, and of course, the future is in the hands of our youth. But what are your thoughts, Mikko? Go right ahead.
Thank you, and Your Excellency, Mr. President, Honorable Minister for Communications and Digitalization, NGIC, and esteemed guests, dear friends, greetings from Nokia headquarters. First, I would like to apologize for missing the opportunity to be there with you physically in person, but actually I do believe I have a good reason, because it's my first day on the job. And I'm lucky, of course, that I'm able, through the power of 5G, and I can be still there with you today. I take this opportunity to congratulate everyone here today on bringing the 5G to the people of Ghana. Nokia has experience of rolling out 5G in various markets, including my home country, Finland. And although every country is different, there are a few things that are consistent everywhere. First, 5G accelerates digital transformation. It drives business innovation and performance by powering use cases such as augmented reality and predictive maintenance. Second, 5G is also a social asset. In addition to better connectivity for consumers, every dollar invested in connectivity is a dollar invested in better access to healthcare, entrepreneurship, and public services. I know that the Nokia team has brought a demo of virtual classroom today, which is just one aspect of digital literacy in action. And third, 5G is a national resource. It will help Ghana accelerate its journey towards becoming a digital economy with big potential gains for productivity, efficiency, and sustainability, a journey which Nokia is fully committed. I'm absolutely delighted that Nokia and the great team at the NGIC have together brought these benefits to Ghana. But we couldn't have done it alone. So I want to thank everyone present for your role in working towards this historic achievement. Once more, warmest congratulations from all of us at Nokia.
Mikko, just in case somebody believes that this is a pre-recorded interaction, expertly rehearsed, just give me a wave to the left with your left hand. That's your right, Mikko. Left hand. And now let's do the right hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Mikko from Finland, brought to you live through the power of 5G. Mikko, have a great time and all the best of luck. And so with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you a moment in our history, a moment in our nation's history, where one day we can look back and tell our children's children that at this particular point in Ghana's history, I was there, I was instrumental. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding round of applause, please formally welcome 5G in Ghana!
From the first signs of connectivity that linked our communities, the power of connectivity and the boundless potential of our people. We call this Ubuntu.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is 5G, unleashing unlimited possibilities. And to round this off with due respect, I'd like to ask a few dignitaries to join us right here center stage for a photo opportunity, after which His Excellency the President, flanked by the Honorable Minister and other dignitaries, will take a look at the display right outside. We do have a lunch break, and after our lunch break, we continue the conversation right here. So ladies and gentlemen, starting off at the end of this program with our photo opportunity, Your Excellency, if I may humbly request your presence here. Honorable Minister for Communications, if you could kindly escort him over. May I have Mr. Joe Anoche, Director General of NCA. May I have Akateche Boache Dankwa Ababio, who is the Board Chairman of NCA. Mr. Tenu Awuno, CEO of NextGen Info. Mr. Pierre Lyoto, who is the Chief Operating Officer of NGIC. Of course, Mr. Hakrit Singh, joining CEO Ascend Digital Solutions. May I kindly have Mr. Arun as well joining from CEO of Radisys, Mr. Stephen Blewett, CEO of MTN, Madame Patricia Obonai, CEO of Telecel. Please join us. The CEO of AT, Mr. Leo Scarlatos, kindly join us as well. CTO of NGIC, Mr. Michael Tithlin, kindly please join us. Chairman of the Board of Directors, NGIC, Madam Amina Maina, please. We would like you to join us for this photo. May I kindly have Mr. Lassina Kone, pardon me, Director General of Smart Africa Secretariat, Mr. Lassina Kone. Let's also have the Ambassador Mohamed Lawan Ghana, ECOWAS representative in Ghana. Your Excellency Mohamed Lawan Ghana, please join us. Please, let's also have Dr. Emmanuel Manasse, Director of Africa Region International Telecommunications Union. We also have Mr. Isaac Boating, representative of the Director General of Africa Telecommunications Union, joining us. Mr. Miko Lavanti, Senior Vice President of Nokia Mobile Networks MEA. Mr. Rajiv Vyas, who's the Head of Networks, Services, Sales, Telco, and Enterprise of Tech Mahindra. And of course, the Chief of Ashet Chono and member of the Ga Traditional Council, who is here representing the Ga Manche Ni Kwo Donko II. Please join us. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned before, after this photo, we will have the national anthem. After the national anthem, we will exit. His Excellency, the President, and the dignitaries will exit to the exhibition outside. If you have a white band on your wrist, you are invited to have lunch with the VIPs immediately after which we will come back into this auditorium for the next part of our program. And I'm going to give the photographers 1 more minute for this very important photo. Thank you. May we cue the national anthem of the Republic of Ghana. Please remain standing. Please be upstanding as I call for the national anthem of the Republic of Ghana.